Well, hello. How are you guys doing? It is currently 2:40 a.m. And I have a little Diet Coke while I'm talking to you guys. Now I'm just going to get right into it because the person I'm going to be talking about tonight doesn't like my singing and thinks I just ramble on and on and on and just talk in circles and don't ever have anything to say in my 3-hour videos that I make. So we're just going to get right into it tonight. Just got done watching some movies with my husband. And I was just getting ready to watch Fear the Walking Dead, and I was looking on YouTube, and, you know, every once in a while, every couple weeks, I'll search my name on YouTube and check the upload date, see if anybody's made any new videos about me. So if you really want to get my attention, that's probably a good way to do it. Make a video about me, tag my name in it, and upload it to YouTube, and I'll watch it. I watch all videos. I love when people say, like Jacqueline Hill, you know, I don't watch any videos that are made about me. Bullshit. I watch all videos that are made about me because I like to hear different perspectives of what people think about me. Now, before we get in this video, I don't have a fan. I don't have a song. I don't have an intro. None of that, right? But I did have a warning, and I gave you this warning, and the warning was fuck around and find out, okay? So, you fucked around, now you're going to find out. I watched this video on YouTube. You know what? I'm not even going to give this person the attention that they want because they are so dying for attention, okay? They are such a James Charles defender that they completely got all the story, all the allegations wrong about James Charles, and they even say in their video that they will defend him until he does something wrong. At the end of the video, this person says, that you know, James Charles needs to comment on one of his videos or say hi or something because he's had his back. He's the only YouTuber when James Charles was getting called out that had his back, right? This person wants attention from James Charles so bad. I think you're probably, I don't know, I'm assuming you're probably somewhere between 22 and 25. I think you're out of James Charles' demographic, I'm just going to say, okay? I know you don't think that because you make all these excuses for James Charles, and apparently myself and every other drama channel that makes videos calling out James Charles, we're haters and bullies. And we need to get on the right side of the gay community because we don't want to align ourselves with James Charles, okay? So, like I said, I told y'all, fuck around and you'll find out, okay? I said, keep on poking the bear. Keep on poking the bear, right? So I'm not going to call you out. Y'all can go find this video if you want to, that he tagged me in it. So all you have to do is put my name in the YouTube. He's supposedly a psychic or something like that. I don't know how he couldn't see this video was going to come if he's that great of a psychic. But anyway, I took extensive notes on this video because he said he watched 7 hours of my videos, but then he misquoted me. He got facts wrong that I said in my video, so I don't know what you want. But then he said that I just ramble and talk, so he couldn't watch my videos, but he knew exactly what I said in my video. He says that in the video. I couldn't watch his video all the way through, but I know what he says. Well, no, how the fuck could you? You don't know what I said because you didn't watch my video. But I gave you that courtesy. I watched your whole video, and in fact, I took notes so that I wouldn't be inaccurate about what I was saying, okay? Unlike you, that want to come to me and say all of these horrific things about me. And the reason why I'm making this video is, number one, because this person is a prime example of a predator protector, okay, number one. Number two, because this person is kind of what I have to deal with on a regular basis from people that want to defend James Charles and Colleen Ballinger at nauseum. And so I think I just wanted to give you an example of that, right? And you know, it's interesting because he references me getting tons of nasty hate comments of people calling me out coming out about James Charles. Girl, you need to read the room, first of all. You need to look at the comments on my videos, okay? Like, I would say like 98 to 99% of the people agree with me calling out the people that are supporting James Charles. I think probably 99.9% of the people would agree that James Charles has done something wrong, okay? So, I don't know where you're getting that information from, but it's completely inaccurate, all right? So, to protect you, I'm not going to call your name out, okay? I'm not going to say your name on video to protect you because you're a smaller channel and you said that us gays need to stick together, okay? So I just want you to know I'm doing you a favor. Now, I'm doing you a favor by not calling your name out, okay? And I watched your entire video. unlike you said you watched my videos, but then you said you didn't watch my videos because my singing is cringe, which I would completely agree with that, and that I talk around in circles and I never get to the point, okay, which I would agree with that as well, but that I am bullying James Charles and Jeffree Star. Okay, now the picture is becoming very clear to me, right? Okay, and then you also said in there that I make very sad videos, feeling sorry for myself about having to work steps of recovery. You said something like 20 steps, something like that. That I make videos so that I garner sympathy from people about how sad my life is because I've had to work all these steps. And this is where you poke the bear, okay? This is where you poke the bear, because that's not it at all over here, all right? And I'm not going to have somebody come from my recovery and use it as a weapon against me. That is absolutely not what I do in my videos. And you sit in here and you talk about, 1 second you're like, well, I don't really hate him. Well, I guess I do. You call me toxic. You call me hateful. You call me a bad representation of the gay community. Okay, how dare you, first of all, okay? When you're sitting there and talking about how James Charles is a good representation of the gay community, girl, you have got it twisted, okay? You sit there and talk about how I cuss all through my videos, when you literally cuss throughout your entire video, okay? And then you call me a bully, and you call me all these other things. You call me elderly, okay? You said that we have to respect our elderly. Okay, I'm 51 years old. I say that a lot in my videos. You say you watch my videos. If you watch my videos, you would know I was 51 years old, okay? You could have fact-checked that on my Instagram when I put up about my birthday. You could have Google searched it, you know, and said, how old is Peter Monn? It would come up 51 years old, okay? So, just so you know, okay, because you're teaching the world about gay rights and the gay movement and things like that, something that you obviously know so much about at your young age, right? Because the UN said that we have to respect our elderly like Peter Monn, those that have paved the road before us, but I don't think he's one of those that have done that, okay? Which, you don't know what I've done to pave the road for your ass, okay? So let me just make that very, very clear, first of all. So, you say all these things about me, but you say you watch my videos, but you completely misquote me and say things about me, right? But the recovery thing, that was where you poked the bear, okay? Because you poked the bear by saying that I try to garner sympathy from my audience by saying that I feel sorry for myself because I've had a terrible life. No, baby, okay? I have the most blessed, amazing life for being sober today. I am so grateful and so proud for the 28 years and 9 months that I have been sober. And I say that in almost every fucking video, okay? I say that in almost every fucking video. And the amount of comments that I get from people that say, thank you for inspiring me, thank you for sharing my story, it's so nice to see somebody, I'm also sober, I've been sober for as long as you have, it's so nice to see somebody sharing their life in recovery online, it's so, you know, I'm sober a month, I just wanted to share that with you. I just had somebody today on my video talk about how long that they've been sober, and there were tons of comments underneath there, so how dare you do that, okay? So you wanted to poke this bear because you're such the psychic of the world, okay? That you thought this was a good, you read your cards and you know, your crystal ball, and you thought this was a good choice, okay? So, like I said, okay, you could have just listened to my warning. You didn't need to do no psychic readings on this, okay? But I told you, fuck around and you'll find out, all right? So you fucked around and now you're going to find out. So let's get into this video, okay? Now I'm making this video because I'm going to brunch with my husband tomorrow, so I might just take the whole day off. So anyway, this video was about me. It was 25 minutes long, and it was about the fact that me and how I am this, like, huge bully and all this kind of stuff, right? And this person says in the video that they will defend James Charles unless they know that he has done something wrong. Girl, what more do you need to know? At about the halfway point in the video, he goes in and he explains that James Charles did nothing wrong because James Charles was 21 at the time that he was talking to 18-year-olds, and there's nothing wrong with that. No, I completely agree with you. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But then he comes out and he says that they lied to him, and that wasn't James Charles' fault. Okay, this happened multiple times, first of all, okay? This happened multiple times, number one. Number two, okay, James Charles even though he said he learned from all of this, you know what, I don't even need to explain this, okay? If I need to explain this to somebody that is a super defender of James Charles, they're never going to hear it anyway, okay? But since you are somebody that is so ripe on talking about gay rights and protecting the gay community, James Charles is a gay man that tries to coerce straight men into believing that they might be gay, okay? So when you're talking about homophobia in here and all this kind of stuff, okay? When we have very homophobic people in this world that are saying that we are trying to recruit and coerce people into being gay, which is absolute buffoonery, James Charles is somebody that is stigmatizing that, okay? So James Charles is working against the gay community. I don't know how you don't see that, okay? Furthermore, the stigma that gay men have had to fight forever, okay, of being the P word, as you refer to it in your video, okay? James Charles, by joking about that and furthering doing it, and in the Cosmopolitan article saying that he is still asking people for IDs, you know, Lily Marston and Jesse Smiles just talked to their podcast. It's not just me, okay? I mean, I know you want to call me out in another drama channel, but it's not just us, okay? I know we're the ones you hate, okay? And you think that we're bad representations of the gay community, and that's fine. You think what you want to think, okay? But there are a lot of people that are coming out about James Charles, okay? Jessie Smiles just said in the podcast that she did, talking about Rob B. Christie, she just said that if James Charles if he is having to look at people's IDs, then they are way too young for him to be dating anyway. And here you are defending him, okay? And James Charles just came out months ago in the Cosmopolitan article instead, said he has to ask people for their ideas, right? Oh, but I'm sure you're probably going to excuse this away and say, well, of course, because they're trying to come for James Charles, and we wouldn't want to do that, would we? When at the very end of your video, the last thing that you do is you throw up a picture of James Charles showing his ass cheeks, okay, in a TikTok that he just did, okay, with straight cowboys, where he's acting like he's out there and he's like winking his eye and stuff like that, okay? It's so sexually perverse, it's disgusting. I can't believe that TikTok even has it up on TikTok, okay? Number one, you threw that up there. It might be on his Instagram Reels too. Number two, you go in there and talk about how, hold on, let me make sure I'm quoting your words exactly right, okay? You said at the end of this video, that you have James back, and that you are the only YouTuber who had his back, and he is so happy, and that you are so happy that he prevailed. You then said that James owes you something for having his back, like give you a sign or something like that, right? That you have been helping him for so many years, and if James isn't watching, and he's not commenting, he's watching and not commenting on your videos, then that's effed up. You want to call me unhinged? Lord. Okay, well, let's get into this video a little bit here, okay? So this person says that they'll defend James Charles unless they know that he's done something wrong. And I ain't going to try to convince you of that otherwise, okay? Because you obviously think that James Charles has done nothing wrong, okay? Girl, believe it, okay? This is where I stop caring, okay? To be honest with you, I'm kind of at the point, and I know people are like, keep on calling these people out, keep on calling these people out. But I'm almost kind of at the point, you know, where I'm like I unfollowed Paris Hilton tonight. You know, Paris Hilton came out with this book, and she talked about all this trauma that she experienced, all this kind of stuff, and James Charles is kind of very similar to that, and Paris Hilton followed him, and people are bringing it to my attention that Paris Hilton followed him, and I was like, okay, well then I'm not going to follow Paris Hilton anymore, right? I wasn't aware that she followed him. See how easy that is to do, Christy? See how easy that is to do? It doesn't have to be a 20-minute video that you, like, have this contrived script to, right? Like, you can just come out and say, I wasn't aware that Paris Hilton was still following James Charles, and so I unfollowed Paris Hilton. Like, I can't follow her anymore, right? Paris Hilton followed me on Twitter and for years, and I unfollowed her from Twitter and Instagram. I followed her from Instagram a long time ago. But it's really not that tough, right? But I'm kind of at the point where I'm kind of done calling these people out, because here's the thing, right? Like, they're never going to stop, okay? They're never going to change their minds. And the people that are super defenders of these people, they get so offended by the word super fan, but then this is their mentality, right? Like, you're not going to convince them otherwise. So what's really the point, okay? So really, I'm speaking to those people that already think that James Charles is a shitbag, okay? And that the people that are supporting him are a shitbag. So I guess the reason I'm not really calling those people out, I guess what I'm doing is bringing awareness to the people that watch my videos about who is supporting predators. I guess that's what I'm doing, okay? And just so you know, since you want to say these words are not appropriate, a predator is somebody that preys preys on people, okay? And in James Charles' situation, it's a minor. So just so you know what that word means, you can go look it up, okay? And you can go see that. You might want to also go look up the word elderly, which means 65 to 74, because I did, okay? Because I'm tired of people. Okay, you guys want to come out and you want to say, I mean, to the people that hate me, I'm not talking about everybody else, because there's a lot of people out there that are kind and love me, and I just want to say I really appreciate it. I mean, it's literally like 99% of the comments are just like overglowing with love. Now, I don't know. He might be the one person that's got James Charles back, but I just want to say, I love y'all for having my back. I really appreciate it, okay? This person's saying that people are so upset with me for cussing. No, they're not. They fucking love it. They live for it. There's a few people that are disgusted by my cussing, and I understand that, okay? You know, but there's a lot of people that like it. There's a lot of people that are living for my standing up for myself era. I just watched another video from somebody that was like, amen, that Peter is finally standing up for himself, you know? No, baby, you got it mixed, okay? You are so wrong about this. But, you know, I haven't really brought this up a lot, but, you know, whenever somebody hates me, it's like I was talking to my husband about this, about people, like, throwing the accident in my face, and they go, and my husband said, well, that's low-hanging fruit. Like, that's all they have to come for you with, so that's what they go for. Or they call you a bully because they know that you were bullied growing up, and so that will really hurt you, right? And I said, well, yeah, and, like, the age thing, he goes, that's so easy, isn't it, though? For somebody to be ageist and call you old, like, that's the one thing, right? To come for you. So they go for all that low-hanging fruit, okay? Here's my question, and I'm not comparing my story to anybody else's story, but why is it, and like I said this in my video yesterday, and like nobody commented on it, okay? So I'm asking this question. Why is it we take such issue? Like, if a YouTuber got in a video and made, like, a really homophobic statement, like, that person would literally be canceled, okay? Why is it okay? I mean, if a commenter made a comment on a video and made a derogatory slur that was homophobic, like, that commenter, like, would be called out left and right. Why is it okay that somebody can come to my video and say that I am, like, elderly and that I'm old? I'm fucking 51 years old, okay? You better check yourself. Don't be talking about how you respect the elderly and all this kind of stuff. That is such a diss to me, okay? Fuck you, all right? And he said in there that I say to my audience, fuck you. Yeah, you deserve that. That's a dig at me, okay? To say that we have to respect our elderly and Peter Monn is elderly. I'm not elderly, okay? I'm 51 years old. That's not elderly. And if I was elderly, I would own it all day long. I'm not ashamed of being older, okay? We all age. You're gonna be there one day too, okay? But just because I'm 51 doesn't mean I don't have a voice. Just because I'm 51 doesn't mean I don't have opinion about these things. You know what I'm saying? And just to put this in perspective for you, Colleen Ballinger is closer to my age than she is to the minors that she was talking to. So let's just put that in perspective for a second, all right? Yeah. Okay, so this person goes on to say that I'm only for clout and that I constantly need attention. If that were the case, like, you know, I get that a lot. People are like, oh, he just really is, like, after the clout, and he just really wants attention from these people. Okay, I talked to these people. Trisha Paytas called me out in a video. Shane Dawson tweeted me out, okay? That was when I had no issues with them and things like that. Jeffree Star shouted me out. You know, like, if I had no issue with these people, or if I did have issue with them, and I really wanted clout from them, wouldn't it make more sense that I would sing their praises? Okay, and I would say, oh, I don't think that James Charles does anything wrong, and then James Charles would shout me out. Or wouldn't it make more sense if and Trisha Paytas would say, oh, I love Peter, he's always so nice, he's always so kind. You know, Jaclyn Hill said that I was so nice and I was like the uncle of YouTube. I have called her out relentlessly for the last 2 years, okay? I'm sure she don't think that today. If I wanted Jaclyn Hill to shout that out again in a video or whatever when everybody else is coming for her, I would get a lot of clout off of that, right? Because a lot of people that love Jaclyn Hill would then come follow me. Me going with the opposition is really screwing any chances for clout from these people, right? But you're the one saying that you've had James Charles back all this time and that he should be giving you some kind of acknowledgement over that. Who's looking for the clout, girl? I'm confused. You're the sidekick. You tell me, okay? So anyway, then he says he respects me, but then refers to me as an elderly gay man. Okay, that is such a dig. That is such a dig. Okay, listen, let's shade, okay? Y'all want to come and say that I shade people left? That is shade, okay? He is throwing shade at me and saying I'm an elderly gay man. He knows I am not 65 years old, okay? Let's just be honest. Then he goes on to say I'm an attention seeker who makes videos about people I hate. I make 3-hour videos about nothing. Okay, first of all, I've made one 3-hour video in my entire career on YouTube, and it was a vlog, and people begged for it, and people lived for it, okay? And I might make another one, just because you called it out, because people lived for my 3-hour vlog. They did. And you know what? I talked about absolutely fucking nothing in it. And guess what? A lot of people watched it. A lot more than people are watching your channel, okay? So I obviously have something to say that people want to hear, okay? Because they ain't watching your channel, but they're watching mine, okay? And yeah, that is shade. Because you want to throw so much shade at me and call me all kinds of names, but then say that you respect and still like me. No, you don't, okay? You're a shit talker is what you are. So anyway, so this person says, all I do is make 3-hour videos about people I hate. I don't hate none of these people, okay? I sure as am not getting into videos begging for attention from them because I've had their back for 3 years. That is pathetic. You call me pathetic? That is pathetic. You are laughable, girl, to sit in a video, and I ain't afraid of you, okay? Because I saw on your channel, you're in Canada, okay? That's a long drive. I ain't afraid of you, girl, okay? Put some voodoo on me with your psychic bullshit. I don't really care, okay? I believe in psychics and mediums all day long, okay? Listen, I got all kinds of crystals and things in there to protect my ass. I ain't worried about you whatsoever, okay? I've had the Holy Ghost, okay? So you come at me with your voodoo spooky bullshit. I don't really care, okay? Because if you were that good of a psychic, you would have seen that I was going to read your ass in this video. But you didn't say nothing about that in that video, did you? You didn't say, oh, and Peter's going to respond to this video. No, you said, if Peter is watching this video. Well, if you were that good of a psychic, you would have known that I was going to fucking watch the video and I was going to read you for filth, which is what I'm doing, okay? So let's just keep it real on this channel, right? Like, that's what we always do. But anyway, then you go on to say that you don't hate me. Okay, this is your exact sentence. Well, I don't hate him. Well, I sort of do. First of all, girl, you want to call me out for making videos about people that I hate, okay? You say, I make videos about people that I hate, and then I bully them, right? And the people that you're talking about are James Charles. I don't like, I hate James Charles and I bully him. I don't hate James Charles. I feel for James Charles and I feel for his victims, okay? James Charles needs some serious help, right? And James Charles is a horrible representation of the gay community, okay? James Charles is a horrible representation of the beauty community, and James Charles is a horrible representation of his age group, okay? And James Charles, if you really cared about James Charles, what you would say is, I'm really worried about James Charles because he might harm other people and he really needs some help, okay? Listen, I ain't afraid to say it, okay? But you're such a super fan that you want so much attention from him. You want James Charles to get in a video and say, hey, how are you? Okay, girl, listen, it ain't gonna happen. James Charles don't care about you. All he wants you to do is buy his painted bullshit, okay? That's the attention that you need from James Charles? Okay, girl. Don't hold your breath, okay? Might want to do some psychic readings on that, see if that's ever gonna happen for you, okay? Because everything he says in videos comes true. Okay, girl. You didn't get anything right in this video. Everything you said about me was absolutely incorrect, okay? You didn't get not one thing right about me except for that my singing is cringe, okay? Or that I make hour-long videos. You said you watched 7 hours of my videos, but then you said I didn't watch the video because I couldn't get through it. Girl, you are literally a living oxymoron, okay? So anyway, he goes on to say he doesn't hate me, but I sort of do. So I'm a bad person because I'm making videos bullying people like James Charles because I hate James Charles. I don't hate James Charles, okay? And I don't make videos bullying him. I make videos bringing attention to my audience about the wrongdoings of James Charles and the people that follow him and continue to give him a platform, okay? But you just came out and said that you hate me. You said, I don't hate him. Well, I sort of do. And you're bullying me in this video, okay? But yet your video is about how I bully and hate other people. You are a hypocrite, okay? You are a hypocrite, and I'm like blown away by this video, okay? This video is, and then you wonder why you got a strike on your channel. Girl, don't worry about it, okay? If you get it, because he's like going on about how he got a strike on his channel and that YouTube's out to get, girl, listen, your channel is so fucking small, ain't nobody worried about it, okay? Ain't nobody worried from YouTube about my channel either, okay? I'm not dogging you for that. We all gotta start somewhere, okay? I hope that your video, your channel after 6 years starts getting some views and some traction, okay? But I'm throwing a little shade because you threw some at me, okay? But listen, when you're getting 200 to 300, 100 views a video, there's nobody at YouTube that's trying to take you down, okay? I don't know what kind of fantasy world you live in, but there's nobody at YouTube that's like, okay, this person's getting 100 views a video, we're taking them down, okay? No, somebody felt like you were harassing them, they filed a strike on your channel, and YouTube found that to be true, and that's what happened, okay? Probably. Now, I will tell you right now, if you get another strike on your channel, it didn't come from me. I don't got the time for it, okay? Honest to God, I do not have the time for it, and I could care less. This is your opinion. You have every right to share your opinion about me on a video, and I have every right to respond to it, okay? But I ain't gonna strike your channel, girl. No, I'm not gonna do, we're all YouTubers, you know? Okay? And you were nice enough to say that you respect me because I'm an elderly gay man. All right, girl. Okay. So anyway, then he goes on to say that this is the misinformation that he got from watching 7 hours of my videos. He said that I was friends with Raw Beauty Christie. He says this after watching 7 hours of videos. Okay, first of all, I don't know if you need to start taking notes like I do in my videos so I don't get things wrong when you're watching videos to put misinformation out there into the world, because that's what you're doing, and then people are going to watch a video like they did, and they're going to comment underneath it, and they're going to say, thank you for calling him a bully, because that's exactly what he is, based on your misinformation, okay? I never said I was friends with Christy, okay? I said I was friendly with her. I said we were acquaintances. I said that we talked several times in DMs, and that we had talked one time. And you said a long time ago? No, girl, it was just this week on Monday, okay? And I've made that clear in every video I've made. So I don't know how you watch 7 hours of me the only time I've ever covered Raw Beauty Christie was this week. I think I've made like 2 videos about her in the 7 years that I've been on YouTube. We've been on YouTube the same amount of time, okay? You know, I'm sorry that James Charles didn't give you the attention that you needed and that your channel didn't blow up like you thought it would, okay? Maybe you shouldn't have put all your eggs in one basket at James Charles, all right? Maybe you should have been, I don't know, doing some other things and not maybe coming for everybody, okay? That could have maybe, like, helped you out. You want to talk about community, okay? You don't know how to have a community is what you don't know. And you're standing on the wrong side of history, all right? And you're also putting out misinformation, okay? I never said I was best Judy's with Raw Beauty Christie. Raw Beauty Christie said that about James Charles. She referred to James Charles as her buddy, okay? Dustin Daly, who you also hate because you mentioned him in your video, he proved that in his video today. He showed a clip of that. Then you go on to say, I am on a hate train towards James Charles, and it's just so effing gross. I'm effing gross. Well, first of all, I don't have a hate train for James Charles, but I'm gross for calling James Charles out as a predator. Girl, seriously? I mean, like, honey, I kind of feel sorry for you. I honestly do, okay? Now, I know you don't like when I scream and yell at the video because you said that in your video, so I won't do that at you tonight. But, honey, I'm starting to kind of feel a little worried about you, okay? That you think that, hold on a second, I got it out of my notes. What did I say? That you said that, that I was on a hate train towards James Charles and that that's so effing gross. Girl, let's just move on, okay? And then you go on to say that I was trying to manipulate Christy to not like James Charles and not follow him. What part of my video did you watch? Did you just watch the song and then say I was a cringe singer and move on? Like, that is not what happened, girl. Not at all. No. Christy reached out to me for advice, and then she said, oh, like, I totally don't know what happened with James Charles. Like, I knew that there was allegations and he made a video, but what else happened? And I explained it to her. There was no manipulation on my part, trust me, okay? I don't care that deeply about Christy, and I'm not trying to manipulate her to think one way or the other. And to think that I even think that I have that kind of power, because I know I don't, over anybody, okay? And just to prove that point, Christy asked me for advice. I gave her advice to help her. She didn't take it. So if I could manipulate somebody, trust me, okay? I would have tried to manipulate her into the right direction of helping her career. She's hurting her career. She didn't want to listen to me, okay? But that wasn't what happened on that video, that call at all. Not at all. Not one bit. I wasn't trying to convince her. All these people that want to come out and say, Peter's trying to convince Christy to hate on James Charles and shit talk James Charles and hate James. No, that's not it. I've never said that about Manny when I've called Manny out. I've never said Manny should shit talk James Charles or that he should hate I've never said that. I've said I don't understand why Manny follows James Charles and he continues to support him and that Manny's no better than he is if he does that. But I've never said that I wanted James Charles to come out, or that Manny to come out and shit talk. I've never said that about these people. I don't know where y'all get that from. Misinformation and lies, okay? That's what y'all do. That's what you do to try to discredit me and try to discredit other drama commentary channels, is that you lie about us, okay, with the low-hanging fruit, and then you come for us to try to discredit us. This is why I said in my video yesterday, like, you're going to have to start getting that badge that says I got blocked by Peter Monn, and I said that my block list isn't very long, but it's going to start getting longer, okay? Because if you're going to come over to my video and you're going to start spreading some misinformation, I'm going to block you. And if you're going to make a video that's 25 minutes long, filled with lies, manipulation, and hate towards me, trust me, I am going to probably call you out, okay? I'm not sitting idly by anymore. Fuck that. So then he goes on to say that I was trying to convince her to hate James Charles. Where in any video did I ever say that? Where did you ever get that? Were you on that phone call with Christy and I? Was that a three-way call? Were we in a party line, girl, from 1987? Girl, where did I say that in any video? Where did you assume that from my video? Okay, because I never said that to Christy. I never tried to convince her to hate James Charles. There was nothing about that. Actually, Christy said to me after the information that she found out, she could no longer follow James Charles. She said that to me, okay? That wasn't my doing. It was her watching 15 videos about James Charles and all the allegations. That had nothing to do with me. Okay? Period. End of story. I didn't try to convince her to hate James Charles. I don't know where you got that. And that, so then he goes on to say he can't stand me, so he couldn't make it through my whole video, but he knows what I said. Okay, girl. How could you? How could you know what I said if you didn't watch my video? Like, you are a straight up liar. Like, that's why your channel probably got striked, because you probably put a bunch of lies up about somebody, just like you did about me tonight. I'm just kind enough, I don't care that deeply about it to strike your channel, and I do care enough about it to stand up for myself. And in all honesty, I was like, well, you know what? Like, I mean, this is the truth. You want the truth? I want to go to brunch with my husband tomorrow and have a nice afternoon and maybe watch some TV shows. You know, listen, the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion's on tomorrow night, okay? I don't want to spend the rest of my afternoon making 15 videos tomorrow. So I was like, hey, this is a perfect video for me to make, okay? She wants to come for me, I'm going to call her out all day long. And there's my video for tomorrow, okay? And my battery stopped because I'm at the 30-minute mark. See, it's just easy for me to talk for hours. You're right, I could talk in circles for hours and hours and hours. But I'm staying on point tonight. And baby, you're my point, okay, tonight. You're who I'm talking about, okay? So you're calling me a bully about things you didn't even hear me say in a video that you didn't even watch. Which means you just hate me. I can at least admit that I am indifferent to these people and I don't really have any emotional attachment to them whatsoever, okay? I'm just trying to bring information, but you hate me because I call out your favorite, which is James Charles, that you are begging for attention for. But you call me pathetic? No, you are pathetic, is what you are, okay? So anyway, so he goes on to say, he goes on to say that I say, like, to my audience, like, I'm screaming and I go, F you, B, and all this kind of stuff, and I'm screaming and constantly cussing, whatever. Like, he literally cusses through the entire video, and then starts cussing at me in the video. And I'm like, did you just call me out for cussing and cussing at you, or cussing at my audience, but you cuss at me? This is my cussing. Cussing is my first language. I said that. I said I'm cussing. You don't like it, don't watch my videos. You didn't have to cover me tonight on a video, you know. I appreciate the attention, but you didn't have to, you know, cover it. Anyway. Then he goes on to say, I'm a toxic hater, and the only thing that he likes about me is that I'm an elderly gay man. And you have to respect elderly gay men because they paved the road for younger gay men. But I don't think Peter was one of those people. Now, if you watch me closely enough, first of all, as a gay man, okay, when there was a lot of addiction in the gay community, from crystal methamphetamine, alcoholism, pills, cocaine, things like that, I have spoken extensively, okay, as a gay man with 28 plus years of sobriety, as a gay man in recovery, okay? I have shared my story about that multiple times, okay, number one. Number two, all right, one of my proudest moments was when they federally passed marriage equality in our country, and I know you're from Canada, but I'm talking about the United States right now, okay? When they passed marriage equality in the country, my husband and I were on the front page of the USA Today, okay? Because we were one of the people that fought so hard for marriage equality in the state of Indiana. Not to mention that my husband was the very first Venezuelan gay man that was ever married legally in the state of Indiana, okay? So fuck you for saying that I didn't help pave the road for you. My coming out in 1990 and dealing with all the shit that I did back then, because you said, oh, I didn't think hate like this still went on today. I thought it went on in 1980. I had a friend of mine, and I have shared this in videos, so you can feel free to fact check this, okay? I had a friend of mine that had a hate crime where he took two guys home and he was curb stomped and shot in the head and left for dead, okay? I had another friend of mine who was a lesbian, and she was beat to pulp, okay, in an alley right outside of, like, cops being right outside there. I have had hate crimes left and right. I have been harassed and bullied my entire life. So do not say that I didn't pave the road, okay, for you to get in a video and shit talk a bunch of people and defend a predator, okay? That is the worst role model in the gay community. Don't ever say that to me, okay? Don't say that. You're sick in the head if you're going to say that to me, okay? That's ridiculous. Then he goes on to say that after calling me a toxic hater, a bullier, you know, an elderly gay man, he's called me all these names, right? Then he says I'm making a big deal out of nothing. Yeah, I'm making a big deal out of nothing because you're supporting a predator. I know it's not a big deal to you, but it's a big deal to the rest of the world, okay? It's a big deal to the rest of the world, you know? And this is something that we don't talk about a lot, and I just want to make this very, very clear. You know, we live in a world right now, and my husband and I have chosen not to, you know, start a family other than dogs. But there are a lot of gay couples, and there are a lot of lesbian couples that want to adopt children, okay? Or want to have kids through surrogacy and things like that. I'm not sure if you understand this because you talk about TV shows you watched about it. Girl, that is not a history lesson on the LGBTQIA plus community, okay? Live it, first of all, then do your education on it, okay? I love the TV show Heartstopper on Netflix, but that's not the education, okay? That's great that y'all have that, and I wish I had it when I was younger, because then I would have felt seen instead of being the only gay kid in my entire town. But I didn't have that, okay? So I had to figure it out on my own, right? Okay, but one of the reasons why it is taken, and still, I have friends of mine, I have a lesbian couple that I am friends with that have a 6-year-old son, that I was close with for years, that have a 6-year-old son. They are married, and they live in North Carolina, and they have a 6-year-old son, and they almost had their parental rights taken away from them because of the laws in North Carolina, okay? I don't know if you know this, but it's these stigmas, okay, of people like James Charles, all right, that hurt chances of gay couples adopting children or starting families. We don't talk about that in this whole grand scheme of things of James Charles or Manny MUA and all these people supporting that, okay? Like, that is a huge issue. Like, James Charles, like, you're talking about what a great example he is and that we need to stick together and support James Charles as a gay community. Fuck no. I am never going to support him in the gay community. I don't care if he changes and sees 22 therapists in a row and he is the most changed person in the entire world. I will not support him. I'm sorry, I won't, okay? And no, I'm really not sorry. The damage he has done is so overwhelming at this point. Like, do you even realize how far-reaching it goes? Do you even think about that when you're preaching on your channel about how far-reaching that it goes? That there are gay couples out there that it's really difficult to this day to adopt children because of the stigma that James Charles is perpetuating, okay? And still perpetuating by doing a TikTok where he's showing his ass cheeks with 2 straight cowboys. Or saying in an article that he's still reaching out to people and asking for their IDs. You think James Charles cares about his community? No, he doesn't. Not at all. Now, I do because I think through these things, okay? And I think you do too because you do, but you're standing on the wrong side of things. I do think you care about the gay community. I really do by watching your videos. And I think you probably think that I am elderly, but I do think it's shade at the same time because I think you know I'm not 70. Let's just be for real, okay? But trust me, I'll still be 70 and calling people out, and then people can call me elderly, and I'll still be calling people out on this channel. I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon. Just to make that clear, okay? But needless to say, I do think that you care about the LGBTQIA plus community, but I think that you're so fixated on needing attention from James Charles and your fandom of James Charles that you can't see how James Charles and people like him, okay, and supporters of him are very problematic to gay rights. I don't know where you missed that, okay? That this is a stigma that we fought for years, right? James Charles could have done the right thing. He could have gone to therapy. He said he was desperate. He took responsibility for hurting 2 victims. You didn't talk about that in your video. You said he did nothing wrong. If James Charles did nothing wrong, why did he get in a video and self-proclaim and take responsibility for hurting 2 underage victims and then take that video down because he knew that he had implicated himself criminally in that video, right? Okay. He could have taken time off the internet, gone to therapy, and come back and explained the work that he did. And not be getting in podcasts and articles saying that he's still checking for IDs, right? But you're defending that. You're defending people that are really bad role models and representatives of the LGBTQIA plus community and saying that I'm a bad representative because I'm bullying James Charles. I take great offense to that, okay? I take great offense to that as a gay man that has lived much longer on this earth and been out much longer than you have and fought much harder fights than you have ever fought, okay? Because you said that in there, that you didn't even think this kind of violence went on, and that last year, a 52-year-old doctor in the UK... Girl, are you aware that trans people, and mostly trans people of color, are killed every single day and are the most at-risk people in the United States? What are you talking about? Some 52-year-old doctor that was killed in the UK last year. I think that's tragic, and I think that's sad, but are you aware of the hate crimes that go on every single day towards the LGBTQIA plus community in the United States, and I'm sure in Canada, and the UK, and France, and Belgium, and everywhere else? Do you have any clue? I mean, like, what are you citing here, okay? I mean, it's baffling to me. And then I'm a bully because I'm calling James Charles out, and I'm not a good representation of the LGBTQIA plus community because I'm calling James Charles out because he self-proclaimed in the video that he was a predator, and then 3 or 4 years later, he comes out and says he's still asking people for IDs on DMs, and you think I shouldn't do that? And that makes me a bully? I mean, seriously? Like, I hope we never cross paths. I hope we don't, okay? Because I'll have some things to say to you in person. Seriously? I mean, in all honesty, this video, like, it really makes me sad that this is where our youth is in the LGBTQIA+ community. You said in the video that the older generation needs to listen to the generation that's coming up now in the LGBTQIA+ community. If this is what it is, no thank you. No thank you at all. This isn't what I want to listen to. And I think there are a lot of fantastic representation out there, or I think there's fantastic representation of the LGBTQIA+ community and every color of the rainbow, okay? 25 and younger. I think there are fantastic representatives of it. But since you wanted to say that I'm not a good representative of it, you need to turn that mirror on yourself, because this video was not it, okay? It was not it at all. First of all, you want to talk about how we need to come together as a community and not hate on each other, and then you hated on me the entire time, not to mention other gay men that you have huge issues with because they call out James Charles, okay? And then you defend James Charles. But you have the nerve to get in a video. Don't come for me when I know my shit, okay? I'm just going to tell you that right now. Do not come for me when I have known my shit. You know, Atticus Finch said in To Kill a Mockingbird, you don't know somebody until you've walked around in their shoes on their front porch for a while. I'm sitting on my front porch right now, okay? Here's my fucking shoes. Walk around in them for 51 years, then you tell me what I know and what I don't know, okay? Because you don't know my life. Not at all. Then you want to go on and just say that, I'm just being hateful for no reason. No, girl, it's not that I'm being hateful for no reason. I'm calling out your favorite. And this video, which I hope you leave it up, because I think it is a perfect example of a super fan of one of these people defending them ad nauseum. And so then anytime that somebody comes to me and goes, you always say the super fan thing, what do you mean? I'll just point them in the direction of your video, because your video is a prime example of a super fan begging for that person's attention and willing to take a bullet for them and defend them for years on end. But then you even said, and this is something that I have proved in videos, that your biggest fan is somebody that if you don't give them what they want will turn on you. And at the end of your video, you said, James, if you are watching this video, okay, as if he is, and you said, I have watched your video and I have had your back for years when other YouTubers didn't. If you are watching this video and you are not leaving a comment or just giving me a sign, that is really effed up, okay? That is an indirect threat. Now, I don't care. Threat James Charles all you want, okay? But that is an indirect threat towards somebody that you have a super fandom over, that if they don't give you what you want because you've had their back for so many years, what? I mean, like, seriously? Like, that's kind of scary. I mean, that's what I'm dealing with right now with stalkers and harassers. You know? I mean, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a hint, okay? And I ain't nobody to defend James Charles, but if I was James Charles, I wouldn't respond to you. No, that's scary to me. That's like, what's going on here, okay? And any other YouTuber that you feel that way about, I'm glad you don't like me, okay? I'm glad you do not like me. Because you go strong for the people that you love, okay? You've only made one video about me, I think. I ain't going to look and see if you made any other videos about me, because you're nonsense. I don't care to watch them, okay? So then you go on and you say that we're an embarrassment to the gay community because we hate James Charles. Okay, girl. Then you go on and say we are hating on our own community. We're calling him the P word because he is. Okay? Because he self-proclaimed that he was. Then you say that we're bullying him. We're bullying him how? By saying the truth? Okay, girl. Then you go into this whole example of, you're never going to say this again because you said it in so many videos, but this is why James Charles is not, okay? And you go on there. Then you say all this kind of stuff. Then you, but you don't get that. You don't get the full picture, okay? Because you're such a fan that you haven't really looked at the details. You haven't really looked at you've never really researched it factually because you don't want to hear the truth about your favorite, okay? So you got everything wrong. Then he goes on and says that everybody's calling me stupid and pathetic, and that I'm getting tons of hate comments. Girl, you need to read my comments. No, I'm not. People are living for it. People are living for my standing up for myself era, okay? You know, fair is fair, as Billie Jean said, okay? People are living for it. They like the Fs and all this kind of stuff, you know? So fuck it. I'm gonna do it. And you got your video. You wanted a little of attention? James Charles won't give it to you. Peter Monn did. There, you got some attention, okay? I know it's not who you wanted it from, but you got a little attention today, okay? A little bit more than you're getting on your own channel. Then you go on to say why I'm not calling out other people, okay? And you go on to this whole list of things about Tyga and all these other people. Girl, those aren't people that I talk about on my channel. Those are not people that I talk about on my channel, okay? And if you've watched 7 hours of my channel, what you might have heard me say in one of those 7 hours is that this channel underneath here, now I'm going to say this for the 9 millionth time for the people out there in the back row, okay? This is Peter Monn's fucking channel. Peter Monn's going to talk about what he wants to talk about on his channel, okay? My channel is not a calling out predators channel. I talk about a lot of different issues, okay? That is not what my channel is about, spirit fingers, okay? I'm not calling it, I'm not making it about that. I don't even like talking about this deep, dark stuff. If you watched my channel for years like you said you did, because you used to be a fan but now you can't watch me anymore, okay, then you would know that I don't even like talking about this deep, dark stuff, but I think it's important, which is why I've started to, okay? So anyway, you can make your channel about all that. You said you made some videos about that. I think that's great. Bring some attention to it, you know? Then you go on and say that we need to stop hating one another because we have to stick together as a gay community. Okay, girl. Go ride a Pride float with James Charles. Has he asked any Pride Day festivals? Doubtful, okay? Why don't you look into why that is, all right? And then he goes in and says that, I'm like, have you watched any of his videos? He's like legit going crazy. I'm going crazy because of nut jobs like you out there, okay? Like that's really why I'm going crazy. And I don't disagree with you on this, okay? I like am legit losing it, seriously. Because I read these comments from people that are like, what's the big deal? Like, so what? Like, why are you going on and on about this? James Charles saying like, it's not like that big of a deal. I'm like this, okay? Like, oh my God, like why are you coming so hard for Miranda Sings? Like, she's such a nice girl. I'm like, oh my God, like seriously? Like literally, if this was in your own street or on your own street, or if this was in your kid's school, like you guys would flip the fuck out, right? And I have grown ass women. My camera stopped again. I'm like, there are seriously like women my age, okay, that are defending James Charles on my channel. And I'm like, what? Like, have you seriously, like, lost it? Like, what is your... And, like, and I'm not just talking about, like, well, James seems like a nice guy. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. I'm talking, like, you, like, write me 3 paragraphs, okay? About your love of James Charles and why I'm such a bully because I'm calling him out. Girl, seriously? I mean, seriously, okay? You're also the people that, like, if James Charles had come after one of your kids, you would make sure that was on the front page news, okay? I mean, you would make sure of it, right? Like, you wouldn't shut up, nor should you. Nor should you, okay? Until it was dealt with. But you defend James Charles? Like, I'm so confused about it. The reason I know that you would be that person is because you write 3 paragraphs. Okay? So you talk just as much as I do. I'm fully aware of that, right? Okay, and then he goes into this whole thing, and then he throws my recovery. That's when he throws my recovery in my face. I did this video where I was laying on my side, and that I was talking about how sad my life is. No, girl. That video was about the fact that I was thinking about changing this channel because of all the hate that I'm getting. Because I called out Raw Beauty Christie when I called out 20 other people that follow James Charles, okay? But Raw Beauty Christie's fans can't handle it. They can't handle it. Sorry. Not gonna stop. Not gonna stop. And I'm probably gonna call out some more of your favorites. Don't know what to tell you, okay? That's why, okay? Woo! That's why I was laying on the side of my bed. And then, I think he might be referencing another video where I said, I feel like, because that was where I was laying on the side of my bed. It was called, I Feel Like I'm Getting Sick, because that was on my Peter Does Stuff channel. And then I made a video today, and it was called, I'm So Sad. And that video was about the pool closing. But girl, you watch my videos, right? So you know what I say in those videos. Here's the video. I'm so sad today. And the video's about the fact that I can't go to the pool and the pool's closed. Yeah, it was good clickbait. I'll own that all day long. I don't have no problem owning a good clickbait title, okay? I was sad. I was real fucking sad today because I wanted to go to the pool and hang out with my good GDs up there and drink my coffee and talk about HOA drama, and that wasn't happening today, okay? And my husband said, why don't you go lay out on the back porch because you can still get some... I said, that's not the pool. That is not the shallow end of the pool, okay? We're having community meetings down there, okay? No, that's what I want. And it was 72 degrees or 74 degrees, so it was way too cold to go to the pool anyway. But I was sad about it. I really was. Like, I missed my people today, you know? Then he goes on and talks about how I use sympathy for myself, and then the next day I turn around and I bully somebody. Okay, girl. Like Jeffree Star or James Charles is who he cites. It's okay to have a lot to say tonight, don't they? They are like, girl, 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 girl. Yeah, okay, we'll be talking about Jeffree Star probably tomorrow anyway. Then he goes on to say he is still a fan of mine, and he still respects me. But I still bully James Charles and Jeffree Star. Then he shows a picture of James Charles in this recent, because that was the picture. And then he goes on this whole thing about how he has James back, and he was the only YouTuber that had his back, and all this kind of stuff. Girl, you talk out of both sides of your mouth in this video. I am so confused by this video, okay? But the one thing I am clear of, okay? Two things I'm clear of, okay? And now I know tomorrow I'm probably going to wake up after I post this video, you know? Well, I don't know. I'll post this video like later in the day. But after I post this video, there'll probably be 15 videos of people calling me out. Because they want attention, you know? I don't think I'll probably make another video like this. To be honest with you, like, I was just so put out about this person calling me out about my recovery because I take that seriously, and there are people that die every 8 minutes in the United States of an opioid overdose, okay? So to make fun of that indirectly and to say that I'm sympathizing my addiction when I think that I'm talking about what an amazing life I have over my recovery is really pretty sick, honestly, okay? So you came over after me and you called me a bully. You said I was toxic. You said that you hate me. You called me elderly. You made fun of me and saying that I sympathize, or I try to garner sympathy for being an addict in recovery. Which I feel like I do the opposite, and I try to share my story to plant the seed for other people, and I always say, you too can stay sober out there. There's a great life to be had. So I don't know which videos you're watching, but you said so many horrific things about me. That's why I made the video tonight, okay? Just to let people kind of know a little bit of what I deal with on a daily basis. But no, I'm not going to be making videos. So you don't have to be worried about... Listen, I ain't going to strike your channel, okay? So you don't need to bother all these people out there making 20 videos about me, because I probably won't be responding to them. I might watch them. I watch all the videos that are made about me, okay? But I ain't going to respond to them about... Like, I had a lot of time on my hands tonight, okay? Because I was getting ready to watch Fear the Walking Dead, you know? But anyway, 2 things I do know to be true. These are the 2 things I know to be true, okay? Number 1 is that I said fuck around and you'll find out, okay? That's true, number 1, all right? Number 2, the second thing I know is, baby, you ain't no psychic, okay? You ain't no... Listen, you can read the cards, the tarot cards, okay? You could be having crystal balls and read palms and all that kind of stuff, but baby, that don't make you a psychic, okay? Listen... Okay, you could look at the clock and it could say 2 till 10 and you still wouldn't know what time of day it was, okay? I'm telling you right now, you ain't no kind of psychic, okay? Sitting in this video saying, and everything that I see and say that comes true does. Girl, you couldn't even get this video right and you watched 7 hours of my video, okay? And you still misquoted me and got all the facts wrong, okay? So, I don't know what kind of psychic you are. I don't know who's paying you money for readings, okay? But baby, you are fooling and scamming some people if you are charging for psychic readings, and I don't know if you are, okay? But all I know is this. Baby, you ain't no kind of psychic, okay? You ain't no kind of psychic. Anyway, let me know what you all think about that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.